making today. This is big time in Mexican homes. That's how I grew up eating chorizo. This is how it comes. It's pork chorizo. You could have soy chorizo. I have a video on that, and I have a video on a few other ones. But the pork one's the one I like. It's really delicious. I'll show you how to make it today. So I have it cut up over here. This is what it looks like when it comes. And I'm gonna get the grill on over here. Not the grill, my trusty thing here. Put it on about 4 or so. Get that in here. Hold the top. Kind of pinch it down like you do toothpaste. Get this going. Here we go. Kind of squeeze it down, or you could cut it open. Anyway, Jan, give me a napkin. Thanks. Okay. And then get the other one here. Let's see here. What's the ounces on that, Jan? Can you tell me? Was it 10, 16, 12? 11. This is 11 ounce of chorizo, pork chorizo. So let me wipe my hands up here. All right. So that's that. Now you're gonna get that going, and starting to heat up. Yep, definitely. So you're gonna smash that down. A lot of people will just leave it the way it is, and you can leave it just the way it is, just out of the pack. Kind of smash it down. You're gonna want it to be, it's a little oily by itself, but not enough. What you want in just a second is I'm gonna put avocado oil in here. It's a neutral oil, doesn't taste like much. Let me turn this up just a little bit more, and it will splash on you a little bit, so you want to be careful with your counters. So let's see here. So we'll just be back in a second, and I'll show you how this looks when we cook it. You could, if you'd like, make it just like this and get the eggs in there, and I'll show you how many eggs to put in just a second. But if you want a little more flavor, I'd cook it just a little longer. So, but a lot of people do. A lot of people are maybe a little lazy. They don't want it to taste that good. Well, this is how they'll leave it. Kind of soupy, and that's fine. I've had it that way. I just don't like it as much. So I'll be back in a second to show you the way I like it. All right, so this is what you want it to look like. On this brand that I used, it took about 7 minutes to get it to this point. So you want it to look, I guess, a little bit like ground beef or so. So what I do to make the flavors go throughout I put a little neutral oil in here, some avocado oil. Just put a little bit in there. Help the flavors go throughout the eggs and mix in there. So I'll be back in just a second. You don't need to see me crack a bunch of eggs, but I'm gonna put about 7 eggs in this, and we'll be cooking. So right. I did the eggs over here. I actually put 8 in this one because they're kind of small. They said medium, but it seemed a little small. So you got it nice and hot. You got the oil in here to help let the flavors run through the rest of the eggs. We dump her in like so, just like that. And to help it out, we kind of mix up all the stuff in there and get those flavors all throughout the eggs, and then let it cook. Let me just turn it all the way up here. All right, so mix up the flavors in there. See how that kind of orangey red sauce goes through them with the oil. Make it semi-even if you can. And in a second, we're going to be flipping it. We're not leaving yet. Or I guess we could leave, and we're going to come back in just a second. All right, so you gotta get about like this, and I'm going to show you what it should look like when you turn it. Flip it over like so. See that nice orange starting to get cooked? That's the way you want it. Okay, flip it over. Flip it over. Bust it up just a little. Flip it over, bust it up. Not too much of a bust. Some people like a little chunky. Some people like it almost like ground beef. Just keep cooking like so. And let it sit again on this side. And then we'll be flipping it over in just a second more. And actually, you don't need to see that again, I guess. But, well, anyway, I'll be back in just a second. I'll show you what I show you. Thanks. Okay. And so, this is about what you want it to look like. This is the final turn. And that's about the color you want right there. See that color? That's the color you want. That is completely done. So that's how it is. I'm gonna take a little bite here and just to make sure it tastes really nice and it doesn't need any salt. Generally it doesn't. They're fairly high on salt in the packaging. So here we go. Ooh. All right, well, don't eat it right out of the pan because it's kind of a little bit hot. So anyway, I'm gonna show you how we eat it in the Hickey family, and I'll be back in just a second. All right, so there it is. Beautiful, delicious. And what I do next is I get a tortilla, put it in here, warm it up, and I'm gonna show you two ways of eating it. Two ways of eating it. The way the Hickey family eats it. And most Mexicans, most Chicano households eat it the same way. So I'm gonna let this heat up just a little bit. It's getting there. Of course, these little setups like this aren't quite as hot as you'd like them to get, even when it's full blast. Of course, your stove at home is going to be a lot hotter, a lot quicker. So that's about right. So this is what we call pinching it. Okay, take a little corner of the tortilla, come over to the food, grab a little, lay it on top, pinch down on it, and take a bite. Not that hot anymore. That's freaking delicious. Listen, if I can make it, you can make it. If you're not making this, you're crazy. This doesn't cost very much at the store. And pretty soon, I'm going to show you how to make this homemade. It costs a little more, but absolutely worth it. So what you do next, the other way of eating it, is you get your flour tortilla, put it in like so. I'm going to use my hands right now and put some up the middle here, like so. Take the bottom. Take the two sides. You can do lots of stuff to it. Put them together. Pinch it here. Flip it. Pretty much done. It's a little ugly because I had it torn. Anyway, take a bite of that. Kind of broke, but I just don't get hot enough. But anyway, listen. Sorry, my mouth's full. That was just kind of a broken tortilla because didn't get hot enough. But when yours is hot enough at home, you'll make it right. I want you to look at the back of my shirt and find out where to follow us so you can come out and eat our food. You can follow us and start eating our food that we make. All right. So anyway, thanks a lot. Please put a like on this. Click the bell. Subscribe. We're going to start having weekly videos out. Probably on Thursdays. We're not 100% yet about that, but just kind of follow us and take a look. All right? Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.